Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we're doing a little bit of work out here in the shop. We're going to be doing some testing, specifically some testing on these. These are two Thunder eggs from Central Oregon, and you can kind of see the polish there. That's what's looking out the window. I think these came out quite nice. Okay, so that's one. Here's another one. You can kind of see out my window there. I think these they look pretty dang good. Well, I've already cut them on the oil saw, sanded them on the high-speed sander, and taken them over to the carpet wheel. And when I took them over to the carpet wheel, I finished them with this. This is pink Cerium Oxide. Now, this is on the more affordable end of the Cerium Oxide spectrum. And I did recently change over, and I have some white Cerium Oxide. But let's talk about the difference between these. Don't pay any attention to the brands. Brands don't matter with this stuff. Basically, the way all polishes and grits work is there's only so many manufacturers of this stuff. And what companies will do, and this is totally fine, is let's say buy 1,000 pounds of white Cerium Oxide and then put it in little containers that are 1 pound and sell it for a markup. And that's how it works. So for the most part, it all kind of comes from the same place. The pink and the white, the obvious difference would be the color. I do think the white is a superior color purely because if you have something that has cracks or voids in it and you get some of that polish in there and you try everything to get it out and it won't come out, because sometimes that just happens, right? Like I know for a fact I have 2 different ultrasonic cleaners. I have a textile gun, steam gun. I've done everything, scrubbing, all of it. Sometimes you get these voids in a rock. You'll get a crack in a rock, and it just like snakes its way back there, and the pink really, really stands out. So I'm hoping that with the white, it will not stand out as much, because white doesn't catch the eye the same way pink does. The other big difference is the particle size. So I think before we talk about the particle size, though, let's talk about what polishing is. When we take a rough rock, the light is being reflected off of this and being scattered in all kinds of different ways. So a lot of it doesn't bounce into your eyeball. Now, the polishing of something, you're just making littler and littler scratches to the point where you get more direct light bouncing off of something and not diffusing and bouncing into your eyeball. So everybody, myself included, we polish for the naked eye. This looks entirely scratched up under the microscope, right? We don't polish for microscopes. I mean, you kind of start to eliminate microscopic scratching around 50,000 grit, which nobody does. People go like 3,000 Cerium Oxide, 14,000, and be done with it because it looks good to the naked eye. And after all, that's kind of what we're doing. So the pink Cerium Oxide has a general micron size of 1.5 to 2.5 microns. So think about the scratches produced by that. The white, however, 0.7 to 1.2 microns. So in theory, this should get a better polish. Whether or not that's true or not, we're going to test it and we're going to find out. I think for starters, let's tape some of this off. I entirely changed out the carpet, so we have a fresh piece of carpet. I cleaned this thing as much as I can, but you can still see there's a little bit of the old pink stuff here, and I took my white Cerium Oxide and I dumped it in an old peanut butter jar so that I can use a brush, and we're going to charge this thing, and then I have my 2 Thunder eggs taped off so that we can polish potentially only one side, pull the tape off, and be able to see if there's a hard line and the white actually did a better job. Just want to kind of get a little bit of a slurry on the brush here. I think I'm pretty good here. I think we're all charged up on the wheel, and we'll just kind of have at it. If you haven't seen this machine before, I do have plans for it, free plans. You can always follow along. On to number 2. Well, I am all done here. So this is the side that got the white, and this is the side that got the pink. And you can't even really tell here looking at it like this. And similarly with this one here, you can't really tell. However, getting the proper angle for the video and photos and stuff, you can see a very, very faint line. Okay, so I think that it clearly is a better polish, if you will. I don't think there's any doubting that at this point. Even just with these 2 examples, it's clearly a better product. And I personally, for how much I polish, I think getting a pound of this stuff, no affiliation with these guys. I bought this on Amazon. I'll drop a link down below to it. It seems worth it, right? Because you use so little. Like once your carpet wheel or your pad, leather wheel, whatever it is you're using, is charged up, you're not applying a ton of the stuff. So it's going to last. Now, one thing I want to point out here is I did also polish up this Thunder Egg here. Can you see the residual polish? Are you able to detect what was naturally part of the Thunder Egg and what isn't? Because I put a piece of tape on this. I put a piece of tape on this after polishing it and cleaned everything. There's only polish in one tiny, tiny spot. And your eye doesn't detect it because it's not pink, which is awesome. And that would be that spot right there, okay? All this other stuff, that's natural. That's just in the rock. So right there in the very center of your screen, there's 2 little cracks in that little island of rhyolite. And within that, there's a little bit of cerium oxide. So I think that's really good. I think that's excellent, okay? Your eye doesn't get drawn to it. It's clearly a better polish, a finer micron of grit. And yeah, I would 100%, I'm never using the pink stuff ever again. I'm done. I should have listened to other people sooner. I screwed up. What can I say? I was like, oh, it's kind of probably the same thing. No, it's definitely not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. So you live and learn, right? That's what we do here together. We learn together. You get to watch me make a mistake and you don't have to do it then. So yeah, I think we'll leave this one here. I'm very stoked about these. I'm happy with it. I think they came out looking, oh wait, right there with the light, you can see the line. Yeah, you can see that. Can you do it there as well? Less so. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. Obviously that being the side that got the polish. That side, not this side. Can we get it again? Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that, right? Yeah, it's better. It's better. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming by, hanging out with me in the shop, testing this polish out. I learned some things. Hopefully you learned some things as well. And go check out the website, currently rockhounding.com. There's the podcast, the previously Rockhounding podcast, all kinds of good stuff up there, articles, you name it. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next video.